In this video, I'm going to share my simple trading plan, including my full analysis of US30. That includes entries, profit targets, no matter if the market goes up or down. And then also be sure to stay until the end because I do have a special gift for you to help you eliminate fear in trading. I'm LaKiesha and let's jump right into it. So here is the US30 markup for last week. As you can see, mostly it was choppy. So as usual, let's just go ahead and remove all drawings and start on the weekly time frame. So let me zoom in so that way we can all see the price action. All right, on the weekly. So one of the things that I'm seeing right off the bat here is a rejection level around 38,250. And don't worry about getting this perfect. We're going to refine on lower time frames. But one of the things that I see is basically I see 1, 2, 3 rejections and kind of a fourth. So if I wanted to move this box here, then I could go ahead and do that. But I am going to move it a little bit lower, mainly because 3 of the 4 wicks are in the zone. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clone that, and then I'm going to go ahead and move it up. So I do see a minor resistance, or not really a minor resistance. I do see a resistance here. We have a bullish candle next to a bearish candle that forms a resistance. And then this candle from the last week did go up above that level, leading me to believe that there's a possibility for price to fill this wick right here and then get all the way up to 40,000. So it's been a while since it's been up there, but let's go ahead and mark it off anyway. So let's move this up, and I'm going to drag this out. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is looking good on the weekly. Let's go down to the daily time frame, and then let's reset our charts so that way we can all see what is happening. Let me zoom in here. All right. All right, cool. Okay, so now that we got a little bit more data, we can see what's really happening at these levels. So I'm just going to adjust this top level just a little bit. So it's around 40,020, or you could put it at 40,000 flat. And then there's some choppiness here, so we're going to come back to that. But what I am going to do on this third level, I am going to make it a little bit slimmer, and then I'm going to move this right around 38,055. And then, let's see, there are some... let me go like this. I'm going to clone this. I do see some other levels that are kind of forming up, specifically around 38,500. So I'm marking off this level right here because this is a nice support level. And then if we were to drag it over, then, which I'm not going to do, I'm going to put this back, but we do see a lot of rejections in this area. So I kind of want to keep my charts clean. So that's why we're going to just keep this like this. And now back to this crazy area. So this is a bit challenging, especially because we have all of these wicks and it just looks really choppy. So the first thing I'm going to do is make my zone a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to push this up above this well-defined resistance around 39,450. And then I am going to clone this, and then I'm going to put another level pretty much right here at 39,043. So we're going to refine, but this is what looks good to me so far. Basically just putting a boundary on all those crazy wicks in order for us to make sense of price action. So now let's go to H4, and then let's go ahead and reset our view. Okay, so this is looking good. Let me squeeze it in a little bit. Okay, amazing. So here's that crazy area. So first, let's start from the top down. This still looks good to me. I really don't want to touch that just because it's been a while since price has been up there. So this is at a resistance, looks good. So right here, I do want to refine a little bit by actually not moving my alert. I thought I had an alert there. Anyway, so I want to move this box just slightly above to 39,000, roughly 500, because we have a nice rejection here, and then we also have a nice resistance here. And then similarly, looking at this level, I think I do want to keep this right here, mainly because we do have a lot of wicks. We do have a fake out right in here, and then we also have a lot of rejections. So that's telling me that this level at 39,050 is a really strong rejection level. So right now, I'm going to talk a little, well, actually, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later, but let's go ahead and fix these. All right, so let's go ahead and take this box, and then I'm actually going to move it down a little bit to around 38,440-ish area, mainly because I do see rejections here. We got a little fake out, and then we got a nice support right here. So we got two supports actually here and here. So that's looking good to me for right now, and then this is looking perfect. All these rejections sitting nicely on top of that box. So let's go ahead and go down to H2 time frame. Once again, reset and squeeze everything in so we can see it. Okay, so this is that very top level around 40,000, still looks fine. This, the messed up area that we looked at before, still looks fine. This, I think I do want to move this down now based on the time frame. So now we're at 39,000, roughly 20 kind of zone. Yeah, 25 to be exact. So that looks good now. This still looks good to me, and then this is still looking perfect. Let's go down to H1, the last time frame that we're going to look at as far as doing our top-down analysis. Okay, so this is forming up. It still looks nice to me. And then actually let's zoom in a little bit because now it's a little hard to see the candles. So here's that really rough consolidation zone. And one thing I do see, there are some zones in here, but this is really, really messy. So I wouldn't even want to touch this, to be honest. So we're going to talk about that in a second. But I am going to make this level a little bit slimmer. And let me go up here. I am going to make this also a little bit slimmer as well. And then bring it right to about 39,500 flat. Nice psychological level. So if you're ever in doubt as to whether or not your level placement is not that good, then try to look for psychological levels, basically numbers that end in 0 or 5. That usually helps me gauge whether or not it's really good. So still looking good, still looking good. I am going to make this bottom level around 38,450 a little bit slimmer. And yeah, I like that placement. That's good. Okay, good. Okay, so now for my top-down analysis. So one of the things I was thinking about before when I was going through this chart was that this area right in here, this is all a consolidation. And typically I don't trade consolidations. On occasion I will, but most times I don't, just because in my experience I haven't seen the most success with those type of setups. But one thing I do see within here is a minor level on the H1 around 39,240. I do see a nice support right here, mainly because if we look at it, let me get the big arrow, mainly because we can see right here, there was a support that was formed. Right here, we see a whole bunch of rejections. So price did find nice support here, and obviously we already got that marked off, came up, and then came up a little bit more, retested, and then bounced up. Couldn't break really above this level right here. So another level that I'm kind of looking at, I'm going to take this level and clone it, is right above this minor consolidation zone. If I can get my arrow, there we go. So right above there, and if you wanted to drag this over, then you could. Actually, move that just a little bit. So this is sitting at around 39,422. And if you wanted to drag this over, then you could see that the box is touching these rejection levels almost perfectly. So this is also something else that you can use as confirmation. So when it comes to my trading plan, one thing I do want to measure is this range. I like to make sure that there's enough range for me to actually trade. This is kind of a small range for me, so I probably wouldn't take this trade. Probably just leave that alone, but let me tell you about what I'm thinking. So what I'm thinking here is basically if price breaks up above, let me move this a little bit closer. If price is currently in the zone right here at 39,332. So if price breaks the zone, one of the things that I'm looking at is for price to come up above here, and that would be an indicator for me to buy. However, this range is really small for me and the way that I trade. So what I will be looking for, actually, I'm going to use this horizontal raise, is for price to come up to about here. Now let me measure this range from here, like here, to here, and then this is an even tinier range. So depending on your trading style, this may be fine, but for me, this range this from here to here is small, and then this from here to here is small. So what I would really want is for price to be up above 39,575-ish and to target all the way up to the top, and that's 438 points, because we're on US30, and that's a really big range. I'm really being very picky with the trades that I take these days because I want to make sure that I'm not losing money unnecessarily. So that would be pretty much my game plan. But like I said before, depending on you and your trading plan, this from here to here is perfectly fine. And then from this zone right here, from 39,500 to here, perfectly fine. So, but for me, I'm looking for something a little bit bigger. And then on the downside, well, actually, before we do that, this in here is a no trade zone for me. This is just messy. So I don't want to risk my money on that. So one of the things I am seeing is I do see some rejections throughout here. So we have this with it. Well, we have this area of 39,158 roughly, and this is where price just said, nope, going up. And then if we look at these other wicks right around here, nope, nope, nope. So a trade idea that I would have would be to wait until price clear these wicks, or maybe if I'm on a lower time frame, during a live market, I may see some market structure that could form and that could give me an idea to possibly find something a little bit sooner. But just in general, let me do this. So below here, right here, below this consolidation, looking for sells. But caution over here because of the wicks. And then, like I said before, above this level, looking for buys. And, based on your trading plan, this could be something that could work for you. So on the downside, right here, look at this range right here. So this is decent. This is 128 points. That's decent going down to here. And then same kind of situation over here where basically we have all of these really, really big rejections. Wow. So let me just draw this kind of line of best fit based on price going up and price going down. What is this range? Let me really quickly. Okay, that's 80. That's pretty decent depending on someone's trading plan, but I would actually want to put it like right here at 39,936. But the thing that is super obvious to me is this little support level right in here to the left at 38,746. So let me draw this out like that. So yeah, this price action has been really messy on US30, but the more you practice your charting, the better you will get at finding different opportunities inside of the market. That's why it seems like it's so easy for me to do it, because I've literally spent hundreds of hours charting over the past few years. So anyway, it just takes practice. But anyway, we have a nice support level here. So this could be a nice trade idea. Let me get my little price thingy. Okay, cool. So right down to here, and this is a really decent range. So actually, let me draw this all the way over, because this actually looks really good. So yeah, I like that. And then of course, man, coming down here from 38,740 all the way down to 38,457. And these are just kind of like averages. Of course, if you trade on lower time frames, then you'll see something different. But basically, this is the game plan that I will be looking for on US30, despite all of this choppiness and all of this messiness. Hopefully, this was something that that helped you out a lot in terms of being able to identify tradable areas. And as promised, here's a free gift: 54 ways to eliminate fear and take profitable day trades. These are things that I actually do. I do give some really cool tips inside of these 54 items, specifically around entries, my routines, and other resources that I use in order to help me stay profitable as a day trader. So go ahead and check this out. It'll be in the description box below, and I will see you next time.